Right, so today we're talking about different marketing agency models. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing and what other people are doing out there and compare them and give both the pros of those models, but also the cons, the negative, the not so fancy and fun stuff that people are not talking about. So with that said, let's dive in. So the first one we have is an advertising agency where basically you create the ads, you set them up. Usually it's like Facebook advertising or YouTube advertising, and you set up the ads inside of their account and you run these ads, you optimize it, you test new creatives, and you write the copy for it, and you send traffic to a website or landing page or a sales funnel for clients. This could be local businesses, which is the biggest one that I've seen, but also people are doing this for e-commerce brands. You gotta pick a niche that number one, really well, and that there's a big need for your services, such as, for example, e-commerce, which then we have another challenge like advertising costs and profit margins, but that's a whole nother story. And then local businesses, for an example, I don't know, I've tried doing that, but it's not my favorite, and I'll get to that in a second. All right, so what are the pros of having an advertising agency? Is number one is recurring revenue, because you're charging clients on a month-to-month basis. Now, when they sign on as a client, you can then say, hey, we're gonna have a 90-day starter package, which is gonna be, if it's normally $2,000 per month, we can do 3 months for $5,000. So that's a good thing, because then you get upfront cash and you get the commitment from the client that says, hey, I am with you 3 months. And so the first month we're gonna, launch the ads, and then we're gonna optimize them and get results. Hopefully by the end of the 90 days, people are willing to invest in your services moving forward, if that's something that you want to get into. The other good thing is dependency. If you get good results for them, they don't want to leave you because they're dependent on you running the ads for them to get those results. Another thing is, obviously, there's a lot of businesses who need this. So that's another pro. Millions of businesses need advertising services. And finally, you can work from home, just like a lot of these other agencies that I'm going to mention. And so that's obviously a good thing as well. You don't have to go there physically. Okay, so what are the cons then with running a advertising agency? Well, the number one thing I would say is if you don't get results, you don't get clients. And also if you do get clients and you don't get results, you might end up with refunds, chargebacks, and all of that. So it's important that you're, number one, really good at what you do, you get results, and you have your documents and contracts and agreements in place before you actually start your agency. Another part that's not so fun is the client communication, the management, client delivery, and managing everything, balancing all of the stuff that comes with having an advertising agency, especially if you're doing it yourself and you're not outsourcing. And so because it's all done for you and it's constant testing and launching new ads, it's very hard to scale compared to if you had a digital product or e-commerce or something that you can sell. You can create once and then continue selling and scale it up. And then finally, what I would say is probably one of the biggest cons with having a advertising agency is that it's crowded. There's a lot of people right now selling advertising and marketing services. And so you really have to be good at what you do. You have to be in it for the long term. Otherwise, you're going to get fired and you're not going to get clients. Now, out of all the 5 agency models that I'm going to talk about, where would I put advertising? I'm going to give you my conclusion at the end of this video because we have some really exciting ones that we're diving into next. Okay, number 2, a web design agency. So this is an agency that builds websites for businesses, online businesses, local businesses. And these are more, I would call them like brochure websites with all the information. For local business, for an example, you want to rank on Google. When people type in, computer repair service in whatever country or whatever city it is, then this local business pops up at the top. You can call them. It's very quick, instant, and very local. So what are the pros of running a web design agency then? Well, for one, I would say that being creative with the design on the website could be a lot of fun. If you're a creative person or you just love building stuff, creating stuff, I can see how a web design agency could be a very fun thing to do. Another thing is that it's easy to learn. You can watch YouTube tutorials on how to design on Wix and plug and play editor. Just like ClickFunnels, it's just a plug and play editor. And with WordPress, whatever page builder you're using for websites, there's obviously going to be a lot of templates that you can choose from. And another niche that you could get into in that space is Shopify stores. So a lot of potential. And it could be a lot of fun to do as well. So I wouldn't say that it's a dead market by any mean. And then finally, same as the other one, you can work from home. You can build websites from anywhere. And so it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to go anywhere and you don't have to be a coder. And so yeah, Cons, however, when it comes to websites, is very different than funnels because websites have been around for a very long time. There's a lot of people who are basically racing to the bottom in terms of pricing. They're selling websites for $200. They're selling these unlimited web design changes, management fees, and basically everybody's like, I'm going to be the cheapest one. So if you come in and you say, hey, I'm going to build your website, there's so much stuff out there, so much competition that you're going to have a hard time competing with other people and stand out if you're just starting out. And if you think about it, it's been like so many years. People have all around the world, they've built these WordPress themes, and they've basically created a system where you can take a website theme and you can optimize and change it, add your images and all of that, and launch it if you understand the tech part, which is, you know, why people pay you rather than do it themselves. But there's a lot of people who do this service for cheap. If you look at Fiverr, you'll see a lot of web design services, not a lot of high quality funnel design services. And then two more cons. It's not very scalable. It's not like you can just take on all these clients and build websites as fast as you can do in ClickFunnels, where it's hosted on ClickFunnels. You don't have to go and do all this crazy stuff with hosting and all of this behind the scenes stuff and updating the plugins in WordPress and doing all of these things. It's way more easy to scale on ClickFunnels than WordPress, for an example. And then finally, clients usually only need you once to build out this brochure website that has all the menus and the tabs and the offers. Once you've done that, yes, you can sell them like management services for $50 a month, but it's not like they're gonna come back to you multiple times per year. And then number 3 in this list is funnel agency. What's the difference between advertising and funnels, or website and funnels? I would say the main big difference is that we're nowhere near the same level of crowdedness, competitors, and I would say learning curve as all of these other ones. So already we're seeing a big difference in like a lot of people changing from websites to funnels. The other thing, and a big difference from websites, for example, is that for each offer, they need a sales funnel. So if they have a freebie to a paid offer to a thank you page, they need you to build that funnel for them. So then you get, you charge $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for that entire funnel. If they like it, they're gonna ask you to build the next one. Maybe they have a book funnel. Maybe they have a homepage funnel. Maybe they have an event. Maybe they do a virtual event. So now they wanna sell tickets to that virtual event. So they need a funnel for each offer. And so this is how you create recurring revenue. Let's say, for an example, over the next year, 12 months, they want to launch 6 different offers and you're charging $2,000. That's $12,000 for building 6 funnels, 1 per week. That's 6 weeks. I mean, the rest of the year you can put into other clients and other stuff that you want to do. And like I said, with advertising, they rely on you for results. Here, they come to you to build the funnel for them, and then they have a team or they hire someone else to do the ads, and you take the pressure off from getting good clicks to the page. Your job is now to make sure the clicks that come in convert from visitor into a customer or lead or client. So what are some of the other pros with having a funnel agency? Well, I've talked a lot about them on here on the channels. If you're new here, make sure you go watch the other videos. But one of the biggest ones is, for an example, Forbes put out an article that said the online education learning industry is growing to a $325 billion industry by the year 2025. And we've seen a radical increase and acceleration towards that because of the vid, right? The disease. And so, there's a lot of people who have been consulting offline, and now they're trying to go online and they want to meet their clients online. They want to have Zoom calls. They want to do their consulting one-on-one in a fashion like this. Some other people come in, they're course creators, they're coaches. They are setting up their TikTok, their Instagram, most people have Instagram and stuff like that, but they're now turning it into a marketing and traffic stream. So where are they sending the traffic? Maybe the old school blog. Well, it's better if you tell them, here's a funnel that works for you, and here's the offer, the membership, the subscription that you can do. If this gym, this personal trainer, has been doing one-on-one offline consultations and workouts and trainings, they can now move online, put it into a membership where you have pre-recorded videos, you have pre-made PDF downloads, you have challenges, you have Facebook groups, you have communities that gather online, they do the stuff from home, and now you can scale because you have this online scalable format. And I'm talking to you if that's the personal trainer, but if you're listening and you're the funnel designer, then your job is to tell them, hey, here's what we can do. here's what other people have done, and I can build a funnel for you. So as people are moving online, it becomes easier for you to sell the funnels because they already want the funnel to monetize. They already have something inside of them that they want to turn into a product or service. Your job is just to build it for them. So anyways, another big pro is you can offer split testing, for an example, and say, hey, for this offer and for this one and for this one, we can basically split test the headline, the video at the top. You can try 2 different angles on the marketing here, and we can test every single month. We'll do a couple of tests, run it, get some traffic in, get at least 100 clicks, and then we'll see which one is performing better. And because you're now being not just a funnel designer, not just a funnel builder, but you're a funnel consultant to them, you're helping them with increased conversions. You build dependency just like advertising without you having to do everything. Like, you don't have to do all of the work and running all the ads and living in a state of 24/7 testing. So then finally, you can obviously add on other services. You build a funnel, you can add on things like email marketing, write the copy for them, consult on the VSL, the video, the webinar, the training, the online event, the online course modules, deliverables with the courses they create. And you can add on services like designing the graphics for the mockups, like designing the ebook, like turning a blog post into a downloadable PDF, all of these things. And then finally, you obviously get to work from home just like these other ones. So yeah, overall, I mean, people know I love funnel agency already, so it's probably going to be the top one, but we'll get into that in a second. Aren't there any cons with having a funnel agency? I mean, yeah, there are. One of them is that it's a bit of a learning curve because you're not just being a funnel designer. And yes, you can start by just selling funnel design. And if someone asks, hey, do you also write copy? Maybe English isn't your main language. Like, it's not mine. I didn't know English in 4 or 5 years ago. So, I mean, it's something that I've learned and I've added on top of my services to charge more, to provide more value to my clients and make sure we get better results. But didn't start there. So you don't have to charge and learn everything in like 30 days. You learn one thing, how to build one landing page, post to your portfolio, post on social media, and then you accelerate and you grow and you learn new things. And then you can offer clients these services as you know that you can actually deliver on them. Another thing is that because of people like me who sell funnel templates, your designs can't not just look like a funnel template. They can't look like another funnel template in the library. You have to actually be somewhat good at what you do, which why wouldn't you want to? So just spend some time up front, learn funnel design and the structure, the layout, the strategy behind the offer that goes into the page, right? The flow of the pages. And then finally, if this is a con, I think of this as potential, but it's not as big. So there's not, if you have millions of businesses who want to buy funnels right now, you probably have tens of millions who want to buy websites, but it's slowly transitioning. And instead of fighting here in the red ocean with all these sharks and their race to the bottom in terms of pricing, you're early. If you're watching this channel, you're early. And if you're selling funnels, you're early. It's not crowded yet, and it's just about to be bigger and grow bigger and bigger all the time. So, I mean, it's a good time to be a funnel builder. Okay, so moving on to number 4, it's a pay-per-result agency. So pay per result or pay per show, pay per lead. And you're basically running their ads just like the advertising agency, but instead you're this marketing partner. You're like a partner with them, not on paper, but in terms of revenue. And so you say, hey, I'm gonna run your ads. I'm gonna set up Google ads, on YouTube as well, and then Facebook ads and whatever. And I'm just gonna charge you when we get results. So every time you get a lead, that could be one, KPI. So every time we get a lead, we're gonna charge you this much. Or every time you get a show up, so a call or an appointment to your store. And I'm just gonna charge you based on what I can deliver. So it's low risk for the client, which also comes with some negatives. We'll talk about pros and cons here in a second. But it's basically you charging for your services only when you get results for your clients. So the pros are, because it's pay per result, you have no income limit. Instead of charging 1,000, 2,000, you can make a lot more as you get results for them. Now, there's obviously a negative to that. If you don't get any results, you don't get paid. Another pro is that this actually incentivizes you to get really good at what you do. So even if you wanted to then later sell monthly ongoing services, you would be really good at what you do. And this would have been basically earning while you're learning. So basically the incentive is there for you to really work hard, become good at what you do. What are some of the pros that could be coming with having a pay-per-result agency? Well, one of them would be that if you don't get results, you don't get paid. So the lack of balance and certainty in terms of the work you put in and the paycheck that you get out of the work that you do. Another con could be because it's like basically free upfront, it's only pay if you get your result. You might be getting clients that are lower quality, or they're not really incentivized in the same way, like they're not invested. If the service provider is doing all the work, then for the client, it might be like, hey, you know what? Just gonna wait for the results to come in. So then finally, number 5, we have content agency. Briefly mentioned this in the beginning. This could be you doing Instagram carousels. It could be you doing video editing. It could be you doing graphic design. It could be you making social media posts on Facebook, short, little, straight to the point, basically copywriting services. It could be email marketing. So every week you're gonna give 3 emails to the client. They can send those out. And it's basically doing content services that doesn't directly have all of the time, at least. It doesn't have a direct measurement, a KPI, where you can say, because of our content, you got these results. Right? If you're doing SEO and you're writing blogs and backlinking and all of these things, then yes, you can start seeing data, and it's usually a little bit of a longer term service, which is also something that could be a lot more fun than, in my opinion at least, doing like advertisement and just being like in the ads manager all the time looking at numbers. Like content is usually more creative as well. So what are the pros then with having a content agency? I would say because it's social media and it's the social media era right now, everybody needs it. Everybody needs content. Maybe not everybody's doing it yet, but they want to. So there's a big need. You don't have to create need. You capture need, you offer a solution that gets them the transformation, the results that they want. Another thing is that it's actually recurring revenue. So you offer a monthly service. It's recurring revenue. As long as you deliver good results, they're happy. You can charge every single month. You can get paid. You can have clients. I remember in my social media marketing agency, I had clients for years. So that's a good thing. Whereas if you just build a website once, you charge $2,000 and then they're gone. So it's not the same as having, a content agency in that sense. Cons, however, is there's a few of them. If you're creating content for somebody, you don't charge as much. So it's lower ticket fees. Like you see a lot of these unlimited content, unlimited editing services, unlimited video thumbnails, unlimited this, and it's just a lot of freelancer, unlimited, basically productized services out there. And so you have to really stand out and maybe even charge less than these other established brands are doing. At the end of the day though, it's not a matter of being cheaper than everybody else. It's just connecting with the right target customer client and then offering a custom deal to their needs and saying, here's what I'm going to do, here's how it's going to help you, and here's what you can expect in this time frame. And if it's videos, if it's a social media post, Instagram carousels, whatever it is, as long as they need it, they see value in it, then they're happy to pay. No matter what's out there in the unlimited agency Google space, if you just go and look it up. People are busy, they don't look stuff up. So that all to say, you still have an opportunity to get a lot of clients in this agency model as well. Another con though is that it's pretty hard to scale content. I mean, if you've done a lot of blog posts, video editing, graphic design, or photography for local, businesses and clients, it's a lot of work, and so it's not as easy to scale. And yes, there are services and softwares where you can schedule content and you can basically create all this content and then go out there and schedule it. Don't batch if you're doing content services. Maybe a little bit, but not like some people are doing like 90 days. So conclusion for content agency, I would say pick something that is hard, because then clients don't want to do it. Like video editing, Instagram carousels, animations, whatever it is, just do something that is hard for them so that you solve a big pain. Because otherwise it's like, hey, I'm just gonna post quotes for you. It's $300 per day. No, they're not happy to pay that for those type of services. All right, so that's the 5 agency models. We have advertising, we have pay-per-result, we have web design, we have funnel agency, and then content agency. How would I rank them? Which one would I love to do least and the most? We're gonna start at number 5, which is pay-per-result. I don't want to do pay per result. I want to have, even though there are a lot of services that I feel very confident in, if you're just starting out, I wouldn't start with pay per result because you don't have a lot of experience and results right now. And so it's better to get clients with something that's less demanding of you. So number 4, web design agency. Again, I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of people moving towards funnel design. And like I said, you charge once. I don't know. I want to have an opportunity to sell a package. Hey, here's one funnel, 2,000. Oh, you need 3 more? Okay, let's say 5K. So it's not on my top list. Number 3 out of 5 is content, because I'm a creative person. Doesn't mean I'm good at all the creatives. I just love it. I love feeling creative and fulfilled, and it's something that you can get in. You don't have to charge high ticket. It's easy to sell. It's visual, and you can be like, hey, I'm going to do the first one for free. You can basically see what everybody else is doing, find a lot of inspiration, just like you can with designing funnels or websites, and then just build up your portfolio in that space, like video, logos, whatever it is, freelance space. I mean, content is not the same always as like a specific like design service or this or that, but all I'm saying is it's in the middle. It's not perfect. It's not super bad. You can make a good living, especially if you're working from home. You can make 5, 7, 10K per month just being a content creator. And then number 2 and 1. So we have advertising versus funnels. Well, I don't think it's a surprise. Advertising number 2. Am I biased? Yes. I've been doing this for years. I love it. I've also been doing advertising, so I've tried it. I've done it successfully. And so I'm not just talking out my a-hole. I'm actually talking out of experience. And so advertising number 2, and then funnels number 1, because there's nothing that's more creatively fulfilling, fun, and I just love it. I could do this 24/7. So anyways, that's the video, guys. Let me know, which one would you choose? Let me know, out of the 5, which one is your favorite? And if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Every like is another free video for you guys. Hey, if you want to learn more about how we get clients, build funnels, build a funnel agency, link in the description to Full-Time Funnel Designer. We have 250 people in the program so far. With that said, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.